Hi guys, as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be doing another book club video. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today and show you these books. I'm going to be showing you the last 8 books that I read and talking to you about them. And then I'm also going to show you like a quick book haul. I've been buying books like crazy recently and I'm going to show you the ones I'm going to read soon. For these book club videos, I show you the last 8 books that I read. I actually have these 8 and then I've read 5 more books since it, so some of these are not super recent. What I've started to do is take notes as I read the books so that I don't forget what's going on and what the book's about and what I thought, because that happens. So if you like psychological thrillers, mystery, horror, true crime, young adult, self-help, keep watching. So for the haul, I just recently bought these 2 books at Walmart. This was 20% off. I loved this author's other book. This one's 30% off. I just started this one. And then I got this at London Drugs for 20% off. And today I went to the used bookstore. I picked up a true crime book as well. I've never read like a true crime book. I'm excited for this. The other night I had a dream that I went to the bookstore and I saw the literal book title of a book that I had just added to my want to read list. And I even told Curtis, and I was like, it's so funny. I literally saw like the cover photo in my dreams. And then today I was thinking, I was like, should I go to the bookstore, like the used bookstore, since I'm gonna be near there? And I was like thinking of my dream. I was like, yeah, I should, because of that dream. And I did, and they had it. So I got this. I'm super excited. I really like this author as well. The copyright is 2021 as well, so I didn't think I'd be able to find it used yet. And then I have some other used ones that I got. I'm also going to be starting a new way of reading books, so I'm fine with reading more than one book at the same time. They just need to be different genres. So I'm going to read one like thriller mystery at a time, and then one self-help like philosophy type of book. And then I also like to read like young adult, like kind of just like lighter, easier fiction at the same time. Just so I have like a couple different moods. Time for the reviewing portion. This book is The Woman on the Edge by Samantha M. Bailey. I was drawn into this by the cover, I'll admit, because it says she gave you her baby and then she jumped, and then it's got like a train. So yeah, that is indeed what happens at the beginning. This book took a lot of twists and turns. I don't know if I was buckled in for all of them and fully along with all of them. It's her first book, but definitely like really good. I feel like it had like some plot holes and obvious things, but yeah. I would give it like 3 out of 5. Okay, this book is Watching You by Lisa Jewell. Always love Elisa Jewell. This one did remind me of another one of hers. I think it was Invisible Girl. You can only write so many books, I guess. This book follows a bunch of different points of view. The character Freddie has Asperger's, and so I feel like that's some good representation. So Joey lives with her husband and her brother, and then their neighbor is this other family, and their son is Freddie, who the other perspective is. So it takes place in Bristol, and the place is called Melville Heights, and I looked it up. It's not a real place, but Lisa Jewell always creates like the most beautiful sounding places. So right off the bat, the book starts with an interview, and you can tell that there's been a murder. You don't know who has died. Early on in the plot, you tell that Freddie watches the neighborhood. He takes logs, like he takes pictures. It's really creepy. And then on my sticky note, I wrote, oh my god, the ending, so amazing. Can't really remember the ending, but I do know it was really good. I'll probably give it like a 4 out of 5. This one is One by One by Ruth Ware. One of my favorite authors. Again, her books just like have so many elements and little tidbits, and then they all line up at the end, and there's no loose like string. I love it. I also love the feel of this one because, as you can see, it takes place in the French Alps at like a ski resort place. Lots of twists and turns. You never know what to expect, especially with Ruth, where you like totally think you know where it's going, and then it changes up. And then it like kind of goes where you think it was gonna go, but there's always a twist that you didn't expect. This would be a 4 out of 5 as well. Okay, I did not know what I was getting myself into with this one, but I'm sure glad I read it. This one, 5 out of 5. It's the point of view of 2 different people. One, a journalist that's trying to get Evelyn Hugo to tell her life story, and then 2, the point of view of Evelyn Hugo starting out young and then like growing up as she tells the journalist. Basically, at the beginning of the book, the journalist says who was the love of your life. She reveals who her true love was, and a question throughout the whole book is, why did Evelyn Hugo choose this particular journalist and insist that it was this journalist that wrote her autobiography? And you don't find out until the end, and it's okay. I'm gonna talk about this one more in a different video. I actually took notes like in a notebook because it was so amazing. It's called The Miracle of Mindfulness. It was actually written by a monk as a letter written in Vietnamese, and it was translated, and it's amazing. It completely changed my outlook on life. It literally just teaches you how to do the most simple things like breathe, and you realize that you're not breathing right, you're not washing the dishes right. It has quotes like, wash the dishes to wash the dishes, not to have clean dishes, but to wash the dishes, and just live in the moment. I would definitely recommend this if you're just getting into like meditation and mindfulness. It also has some really, really pretty illustrations throughout. The next book is 7 Lies by Elizabeth Kay. I believe my mom got me this for like my birthday because she said it was a really, really good book. It's told by Jane, who lives like in or around London. Early on, you learn about her best friend since she was 11, Marnie. You learn that it's a strong friendship. She starts to explain it as like very strong friendship. You also learn that Jane's husband died recently. It's really well written. However, the protagonist is not super likable. She's very irritating. She thinks she's like the best person in the world, and she thinks she's like the best friend in the world ever, but throughout the whole book her friend is like going through everything possible and she's like not there at all, so it's like really annoying. I love that she's not going crazy over a man. Like, there's men involved, but like the men aren't the problem. This is also the debut novel for this author. I was very surprised because I went to go put more of her books on my to be read list and she doesn't have any, which I'm really shocked about. I also wrote quite wordy, a lot of reflection, because I hate it when books just like the narrator has a thought, thinks it through, states it, and then like 2 chapters later they do it again. And they just like keep restating. It's like, yeah, we get it, we get it. And then I also wrote, could have had a stronger ending, but still good. Don't remember what the ending was. But the next one is Let Me Lie by Claire McIntosh. I really like this author. If I hadn't read another one of hers before, I probably wouldn't have finished reading this because I've never done that before, but I could not get into it because it seemed like it was paranormal. Like there were these weird little things, and it's like I thought it was like about ghosts, but it's not. Push through. It's very good. Lots of twists and turns. But basically this girl has just gotten married, had a baby, but right before this both her parents died like within a very short amount of time. She's trying to move on with her life, but then she starts getting weird notes of people saying like look into it. So very interesting. And then the last book, which I think is the first one of these that I read, is One Night Gone by Tara Liskowski. This is told from 2 perspectives. They're 30 years apart. I love books like that where they're like told simultaneously even though it's 30 years apart, and you kind of like add things up as you go and things mesh. Basically, one of the perspectives is of a girl that went missing, and then the other one is a woman 30 years later that's just obsessed with this case and is trying to figure out like what happened to the girl. It was really good, and I definitely will read more by this author. That was my book club video. As always, this is an open discussion, so let me know your thoughts on any of these books. If it's the 8 that I just read or the ones that I'm going to read. No spoilers, of course, though. Keep an eye out for the next book club video because like I said, I'm almost ready to film that one. And let me know any other book suggestions that you have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.